Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The girl that's on the phone today to do a second date update, I really liked her email that she sent in about her date. I liked the honesty of it, because normally we get these emails that are like, I want you to call this person because we had a great connection and I feel like it's maybe the love of my life. And she said that the reason that she likes this guy is he was charming, but also seemed like he had a lot of money. She actually put that in her email. She said, I really liked him and he seemed like he had a lot of money, so that was very attractive to me.
Right
Alyssa, thank you for your email and thank you for being honest about why you liked this guy.
I mean, a girl has to have standards.
There you go. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the dude you want us to call today? What's his name, first of all?
Well, his name is Tony.
Okay.
And I met him at a bar when I was out with my friends, and he was buying us all drinks, and not house liquor. It was top shelf stuff. So
Okay.
Seemed like he was in it to win it with us.
So that's initially what attracted you to him, was like, this guy's a baller and I like money and I want to go out with this guy.
Exactly.
Are you looking when you saw him, were you like excited to go like hook up with him that night, or you wanted to actually have him ask you on a date?
Well, first things first, I don't want to waste my time, so I wanted to hook up and then see where it went.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, Alyssa, you're awesome. So tell us a little bit about your evening with Tony.
So I was going to a party at my friend's yacht after the bar, so I invited him along with us, and we exchanged numbers, and he said he would meet us, and he did. And we ended up having a really great time at the party. We went into the hot tub at the yacht. It's a huge yacht, as you can tell if there's a hot tub.
As if you'd be friends with somebody with a small boat. Come on, gross. Get out.
No.
What was the conversation about with this guy? What did you guys talk about?
I asked him what kind of car he drove and, what job, what he does for money.
Did you talk about anything other than his money?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about other things that I don't really remember what they were.
Yeah. The most important thing that you talked about, though, was his bank account, right?
Well, I like what I like.
Hey, well, we're not blaming you. I appreciate your honesty. Most people would not just admit that they were into a dude because of his money.
Yeah.
You know?
But as a dude, wouldn't you be kind of turned off by that?
No.
Some dudes are into that.
Not
That's
really.
how she is.
Yeah, if I have a bunch of cash and there's a hot chick hitting on me and I know that she's only into me because of the cash, sure. That's why I have cash. So that hot girls will hit on me.
It wasn't just all about the money. Like, my email said he was charming, and he wasn't bad looking either. I wouldn't have been seen with him if he was.
Okay.
But then at one point in the night, he ended up saying, that he had too many drinks and that he needed to leave. But I told him, don't leave, don't go. Maybe stay over on the yacht. A lot of us were staying over. But
So you were like angling for that hookup. You were like, stay here because I'm going to give you a piece.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be hooked. And then I'm going to take all your money. Is that what you were thinking?
no, I just wanted to see the goods.
Okay. All right. So did you just leave at that point?
Yeah, he left, but he said he would call me, and we wanted to see each other again. But, he still hasn't called, and that's why I wanted to do this second date update.
And how many times have you tried to get a hold of him?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't.
I'm not going to call a guy.
Yeah.
Guys call me.
Have you ever been like not contacted after you met someone? Is this the first time?
I can't really think of a time, I'm pretty awesome.
Why not just call him, though? I mean, before we do a second date update, why don't you try to call him?
Well, to be honest, if he doesn't want this, then he's the one missing out.
Okay. So what's your goal here then with the second date update? You want to date with him, or you just want to find out why he's not calling you?
I want to find out why he's not calling me. I mean, it's been long enough.
Okay.
Do you
Gotta
think?
be crazy.
Do you think that like maybe you focused too much about his money and he was turned off because he thought you were possibly a gold digger?
I don't think so. Maybe he was intimidated by the girls in the hot tub that took their tops off, and that was a little too much. But I don't think that he
Maybe it was awkward. He's like, there were girls in the hot tub taking their top off. He's like, I don't want to stand up now. This is. I got to get out of
I
here.
have a situation.
All right. Well, Alyssa, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The only appropriate way to start the second half of today's second date update is by doing this. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Alyssa is on the phone. And why am I playing Kanye West's Gold Digger? Well, Alyssa admitted that the dude she wants to call today, she was into him because he's got cash. And Alyssa likes money. Straight up. And she's not ashamed of it, and we all appreciate that, Alyssa.
Well, thanks, and I love that song too.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Just to refresh everybody's memory, Alyssa met this guy at a bar. They ended up going to her buddy's boat and partying there in the hot tub, and then at some point he said he had to go, and she hasn't heard from him since. Keep in mind, she hasn't even tried to call him because why, Alyssa? You don't.
I don't call guys, no.
Guys call Alyssa. So this is going to be her first time trying to get a hold of him to find out if she did something wrong or if he even wants a second date. Are you ready to go, Alyssa? Ready to give him a call?
Yeah, sure.
Are you worried at all about your materialism maybe being, like, not exactly attractive?
No, I'm attractive enough.
Okay.
I don't need to.
Definitely have confidence, and I like that. Yeah. All right. I'm going to dial this phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello?
Can I speak to Tony, please?
This is him.
Hey, Tony, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Like the radio station?
Yeah, exactly like the radio station. How you doing?
Good.
Any idea why I'm calling you today, Tony?
Nope.
Well, somebody recently sent us an email about you.
Okay.
Her name is Alyssa. You remember meeting a girl named Alyssa?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay. Well, we do a segment on our show. I don't know if you've heard it called the Second Date Update. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard of it, I guess.
Okay. Well, Alyssa wanted us to call you today to ask you why you're not calling her back.
Okay.
She told us a little bit about meeting you and said that she liked you a lot and was hoping that you would give her a call, but you haven't, so she's wondering why.
I mean, it was fine. We went out, we met at a bar, but it was afterwards when I met up with her and friends of hers. I thought it got kind of weird.
She told us about hanging out on her friend's boat, and she said there were some girls in the hot tub taking their tops off and partying.
It was more than a boat. It was more like a giant yacht.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess boat would be an understatement. If it has a jacuzzi on it and everything else, the thing had to be a monster.
Dozens of people on it partying. There's a bar, multiple bedrooms, little jet skis that you could lower into the water. It was gigantic.
That sounds amazing. I would be taking so many pictures and posting them on social media like, look where I am. Was that not cool?
I mean, it was fine until I found out the situation, and I was like, this is kind of weird.
What do you mean by the situation?
We were in the hot tub, and we were just hanging out, and she got up to go get a drink. And we were still in there. There was like some guys, some girls in there. But some of the guys there told me what the boat really kind of was. I mean, I'd never been in this kind of situation before.
What the boat was? What do you mean by what the boat was?
Yeah, I thought it was just a boat.
Yeah.
A big floating object?
Okay, so some rich guy owned it, but he has it to like entertain his like women. All the women on there were kind of like his girls. If that makes any sense.
So you're saying that he's a pimp and they're all prostitutes? I'm not really picking up what you're putting down.
I don't think so. I didn't get that vibe necessarily, but I thought it was more like a, I don't know what you call like a harem, I guess. Like his.
What?
He's like a sugar daddy to these women.
So you're saying that all the girls on there are like his girlfriends?
Kind of. The guy I was talking to kind of said that the girls could hang out on the boat and use all his like expensive cars and stuff if they did stuff for the guy.
Oh, and I'm assuming not like do chores around his house.
Exactly right.
So he was like a Hugh Hefner type of dude, I guess.
I guess it just kind of weirded me out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Understandable.
Yeah.
I would be freaked out.
So in your mind, you think that Alyssa, the girl that you met that night, must be hooking up with this old guy if she's able to party on his boat.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know why he's old. Just in my mind, he's an old rich guy.
Yeah.
I didn't see the guy, but she must be hooking up with him if she's on the boat, and that's why you left?
I got that impression, yes.
Okay. Would you like to find out if she is actually hooking up with that dude? Because I would.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious what it already is, so I don't think there's any need to.
I think we should ask her. And she's actually on the phone listening right now, so we can do that, Tony.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean that she's listening to this conversation and she wants to talk to you. Alyssa, say hi to Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Oh my gosh.
Alyssa, are you hooking up with the rich guy who owns the boat?
Oh my God, it's not even like that.
Okay, what is it like then?
It doesn't matter. It's not your business.
Oh.
Well, it does kind of matter to me. If I'm going to consider dating you, it does kind of matter to me.
You don't know what's going on.
Okay, so tell me the details. Are you with him?
That's also none of your business. If you wanted to know what was going on, you would have called me and asked me instead of making me go on the show to call you.
But Alyssa, that's kind of an awkward conversation to call someone and go, hey, are you banging the dude that owns the boat?
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
think
you wanted
they're
to
right.
know, you
They're
would
right.
be man enough to call and ask.
Well, I'm not going to waste my time with that. Sorry.
Well, I'm offended. I took you to the yacht. I introduced you to all my friends. And if you had a question about the situation, you couldn't even be man enough to call me and ask me about it? You didn't hear this from me. You heard this from somebody else. This could be a rumor. I mean...
Well, we hung out for 4 hours. What difference does it make? I'm not going to waste my time. It's not like we were married or something.
Well, I wasted my time on you, didn't I? I actually liked you.
Okay, fine. Let's just leave it there.
Leave it there? So you don't want to date me because of that?
Yeah.
That's your loss. You're missing out on a lot.
Okay, I'll deal with it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, at this point, I would like to ask you guys if you'll go out on a second date. I will pay for
No.
it. No. Oh, Alyssa's saying no.
No, I would not like to go on this little piece of man who couldn't even call me back.
Alyssa, you're potentially sleeping with someone else to be on their boat. Remember this, right?
It's a really nice yacht, Brooke.
It's kind of a big deal.
I don't appreciate all of you guys judging me for something you know nothing about. So, all of you.
Alyssa, hey, not me.
gosh,
I'm not
Alyssa.
judging you at all, Alyssa. Look, if there was a millionaire who was like, hey, I want to fly you on my helicopter, on my yacht, dude, I'd go that guy for hours. Okay?
You're so gross.
There's a millionaire listening. Get at me, all right? Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
It's pretty unanimous. Everybody on the text message board at 78592 that heard the second date update agrees that the guy, Tony was his name, dodged a huge bullet and decided not to go out with Alyssa. If you didn't hear the second date update, Alyssa wanted us to call this guy named Tony. She liked him because she said it. He had money. And she likes money. Well, they partied on some guy's boat that she knows, and he ended up leaving, and she was wondering why. Turns out that somebody told him, like, hey, the girls that party on this boat, the only reason they're here is because they hook up with the guy who owns the boat, and he lets them party on it. So he was, like, not really cool with that.
I feel like I'm so naive. I didn't think that really. I thought that only happened in movies.
No?
No.
You know,
no.
like-
It happens out
It
here,
really
too.
happens.
Actually,
That's why I'm trying to get rich.
I was going to say, I think Jubal and I are striving to be that.
Yeah, that's
guy,
why
so
guys. That's why guys get money, because that actually does happen. But no, Tony turned her down. She got mad, and everybody on the text message board thinks that she is a horrible person.
Well,
Yeah, everybody.
she needs to
I
learn a
liked
couple
her.
lessons in life.
I thought she was a sweetheart.
She's on the wrong path.
Unfortunately, I don't think my bank account is big enough for her to like me.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the second date update, it'll be online shortly at moving925.com. If you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's couple for the second date update met at a place that I didn't even know existed, and a place I'd probably never want to go to. A Yelp party.
Oh, I've heard of those.
You've heard of these things?
Yeah.
Really? Do you rate your own party at that point?
I guess. Yeah, I had no idea. Apparently, if you're like an elite member of Yelp, they all get together and talk about the reviews that they've had and stuff like that.
Like the best Chinese food in town?
Yeah, they're both members of the elite squad of Yelpers.
Oh, it's so hard to get into that. I'm not. You have to do like over 300 reviews or something.
Jose's on Yelp all the time. He knows all about it. So I can just imagine these people meeting and then complaining about each other the whole time, or thinking about what they're going to write or review about each other when they get home. So Gary met Tara at one of these Yelp parties. Gary, what's up? How's it going, man?
That's strange.
It's going all right.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like you're already writing a review of the show.
Yeah.
So tell us about this Yelp party that you met Tara at.
Yeah, well, we both belong to the same club. I guess she kind of just joined it. It's called Seattle. You know, part of people that write a lot of reviews for Yelp, sometimes we get together at parties and kind of just talk about things we've reviewed together. I know it's kind of nerdy, but, you know.
What'd you think when you first saw her?
What I think? I thought that she was really pretty and fun. But we got to talking, and, you know, we kind of like the same restaurants, and we talk about different places that we both reviewed. I mentioned that I wanted to go to this new place, and she hadn't reviewed it yet either. So I said, why don't we go together? She said, okay.
Hey.
You must eat out a lot.
The one place in town that neither of you have reviewed, and you found it.
We do eat out a lot.
How was the date?
I thought the date was great. Like, she gave me her address. I picked her up. We went to this new place. It was this, I won't say it, but it's a French restaurant. And she liked it better than I did. We both reviewed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. But the food was good. The atmosphere was good. But the service was kind of slow.
Oh, yeah.
And the valet took forever to bring the car around.
Because you're in such a hurry on a first date. Come on, that's your time to make small talk.
Yeah, but if you're a Yelper, I mean, it's important that you let the world know about this type of stuff.
Can you guys even enjoy a restaurant at this point in your life, or is it just too critical for you?
No, we can enjoy restaurants.
If it's good.
Yeah.
If it's not good, then you're going to let them know.
Right.
Well, how did the date end then? I mean, you know, I don't really need a full review of the restaurant, but how did the date end?
Well, I thought it ended good. I didn't try the kiss thing, but, you know, I dropped her off and we hugged, and I said, hey, do you want to check out this other place that she hadn't been to yet either? And she was like, yeah, let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. And then she just never got back to me. And then I let it go for 3 or 4 days. And then I just texted her hey, did you check your schedule? Do you want to do this next week? And she would just texted back, next week is super booked, sorry. So I waited a week, and then I texted her again, hey, how about now? And she just texted back, still super busy.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, she's blowing me off.
Right.
She's blowing you off.
Has
I
she
hate
posted a review about you?
I hope not.
All right, and so you haven't heard anything from her other than just hey, yeah, I'm still busy.
Yeah, I mean, I only texted her those 2 times, and she did get back to me, but I don't know, it's been a couple weeks, and I've kind of put the ball in her court to when do you want to hang out?
Okay.
I mean, I know she goes out all the time, just like me, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Awesome, thanks.
Okay, just hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I just realized something. We got so caught up in the fact that Gary and Tara met at a Yelp party.
Yeah.
Constantly talking to Gary about Yelp. I forgot to ask you, Gary, is there anything that happened on your date that you can identify as something that happened weird that would make her not want to call you back?
She liked the restaurant a lot better than I did. She gave it a 5-star review, and I gave it a 4-star review.
I can't imagine 1 star really
Ooh, boy, if your
driving
Yelp,
you apart.
if your Yelp vibe doesn't jive, I know that's a bad thing.
Yeah, we're not on the same Yelp wavelength. I don't think that fit though. But she did seem like anytime I had a problem with something, she was kind of it's not a problem.
Oh,
But that's
so
the only thing I can think of.
that's
think-
interesting.
Maybe she thought you were too picky.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I mean, she didn't say anything like that.
All right, we're going to call her right now and see if we can get her on the phone. All right, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Tara, please?
this is her.
Hey, Tara, how are you? I'm an owner of a restaurant you recently gave a poor Yelp review to, and I wanted to have a quick word with you. Got a second? Tara, I'm,
Okay.
I'm just joking. This is actually Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on Moving 92.5. How are you?
Who is this?
Yeah.
My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on the radio station Moving 92.5. We do a morning show here in town.
Why are you guys calling me? I'm sorry. I'm just a little confused.
That's all right. I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners. His name is Gary. And Gary emailed us about you because he liked you a lot.
Oh,
So-
I know Gary.
You know Gary. You guys,
It's a start.
you met at that Yelp party because you're both like elite Yelpers.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yelp.
It sounds like you don't like Gary very much.
Well, I don't know if I should be saying this on the radio.
Tara, I want to say I appreciate your time, and if you're like scared to say something about Gary on the radio or whatever, remember he actually asked us to call you because he wanted to know if he did something wrong.
Just think of it as a Yelp review.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, a girl expects a guy to be a little chivalrous, you know, like on a first date at least.
And you mean just like opening doors and all that kind of good stuff?
Well, yeah, you know, like, I don't know. I consider myself a lady, you know, classy. I like to be treated like one. But the bill came at the restaurant, and he said, how do you want to split this?
Oh, on a first date that he asked you out on.
On a first date that he asked me out to.
Yeah.
And I was really taken aback. So I just kind of like reached into my wallet. I gave him a 20. I was like, okay, I guess this should cover it. And then he had the balls to just say, well, I think you had a bit more bread than me, and you also had a second glass of wine.
Stop it.
So he wanted more
Stop
money?
it. Wow. He was not counting what your charges should be.
No.
I gave him a little bit more money, and he goes, well, actually, I think maybe just a little bit more because that tip is only about 15%.
Hey, Tara?
Oh.
Tara?
Yeah.
Gary is actually on the other line. Gary?
Oh,
Look, I always give 20%. I don't know why you wouldn't want to give 20%. So, like, the waiter, even if I leave
Are
a
you
bad
kidding?
review, I still leave 20%.
okay.
That's
you
all
know
I'm
what?
saying is we
Tip
weren't leaving
aside,
that tip.
I shouldn't have had to pay for anything. I mean, if we had
But
decided
I paid for the valet. I mean, I
beforehand, you know, like,
picked you up and stuff.
I don't know,
I wasn't
it's
doing
too
some
expensive
chivalrous
for you.
stuff.
Maybe we should have gone to a Jack in the Box, Jerry. I mean, seriously.
And this was like our very first date, and I didn't choose this restaurant. We both said we wanted to review it together. I don't think it's weird to be split the check on our very
God.
first date.
I mean, like, this is not how someone wants to be treated when they want to take you out. You know,
I'm
it's
with
like I
you.
don't want to have to dig into my purse to like help pay for the sales tax. I don't know. It made me feel like honestly.
Tara, would you not have had a problem with it if you had chosen the restaurant?
Maybe that would have been different.
Maybe it would have been different.
no.
Yeah, okay.
No, come
Tara,
on,
come on. You're giving the guy a bad time because he just wanted to split bills with you.
He counted how many glasses of wine.
Maybe I'm just like old-fashioned that way. I honestly am. Somebody asks you out. They choose the restaurant. He's taking me out. Like, he should pay for the bill.
If that would have been that kind of date, I would have paid for it. But this was like a mutually agreed upon, like, we're going to go review this restaurant together.
I don't know.
Sounds like a business deal, not
Yeah.
a date.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to be on a date with you? I mean, you literally were like, nobody does that. Guys don't do that. They don't. We were gonna go review the restaurant, but to me, like, I thought it was like that was an excuse to like have you take me out. You know, like, because I liked you. Like, I thought it would be fun to go. It was, it was a date.
Now, Gary, would you have been okay if she would have just given you the 20? In hindsight, maybe that was where you should have drawn the line.
No, I mean, 20 didn't even begin to, like, cover it. I don't know what that was. I don't know why I should be expected to pay for everything,
That's
especially because
exactly
it's a
what
lot
you
of
should be doing.
expensive
It's the
things.
first date. After this, like, the second date, third date, maybe we can split it. Like, that's just what happens on dates. Whoever takes them out pays for it.
But you were ordering a $14 glass of wine. I mean, just think about that.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
really expensive. Why would you do that on a first date?
What's
Then
the difference between a $12 glass and a $14 glass? It's a $2 difference. Are you counting
Yes.
pennies? Like, are you super poor? Like, what's going on here?
Tara,
Really?
practice a little self-control, all right? When you're out on a date. And don't order
We're
the most...
going out to a French restaurant.
Yeah, come on. Get
All right.
the house Merlot. You're fine.
Well, how about this? How about this? We take money out of the equation and send you guys out on a second date, and we will pay for it.
Yelp anywhere of your dreams.
Yep.
I don't know if we can afford Tara's taste.
Tara, will you go out with Gary again? We will pay for a second date.
Oh, man. I mean, maybe I should go out with you guys.
No, because I'll make you split the bill for sure. Will you go out with him again?
You know what? I would love to see Gary take himself out. I think that he should see what he's like on a date with himself.
Wow. Gary, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I guess our Yelp ors don't vibe or whatever.
Gary, I'm also going to need your address because I need to present you with half of the bill for this phone call. That's cool.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Charity events are great places to meet people when you're volunteering there. I've met the last couple girls that I've gone on dates with at charity events.
Really?
Yeah, when I was volunteering at a couple of senior citizens' homes, doing some stuff there. And let me tell you, those ladies are just sweethearts.
Edna, your last girlfriend.
And experienced and stuff.
Oh, gross.
I love them. Anyway, that's where Tim, who's on the phone with us today, met the girl that he wants to call. Apparently he met her at some sort of church charity event, Tim?
Yeah, I was down there. I'm basically doing the heavy lifting, doing all the folding chairs and some of the tables.
Okay.
And did you plan? I mean, some guys go to charity events with the intention of meeting a girl, or were you actually doing something out of the kindness of your heart?
Well, I mean, I was there. I stay in pretty good shape, so I'm pretty physically fit. So I was there to do chairs and tables. But that being said,
So you use the charity event as a way to work out?
It's called a gym, like.
yeah. I mean, it's not my workout. I work out in the morning, but I was doing it as a favor,
Yeah.
But my blinders were open. I mean, if there's a girl there, I'm going to meet her.
Still don't really have an answer to the question other than the fact that you just wanted to brag about how in shape you were. Were you there to meet women or were you there to help with the charity and then you happened to meet a woman?
The second one.
Second one. Okay.
There we go. Clear answer.
What is her name?
Her name's Allison.
Allison. All right. And how did you meet Allison? Did she walk up to you and was like, oh, wow, look at all the heavy lifting you're doing. I've never seen a man lift 17 chairs at once.
I can't do 17. I didn't do 17. But she was standing by the chairs, and then I'd come over and pick a couple up, and then she'd tell me where to go. She'd say, like, put those 5 over there.
So she was directing where to put the chairs and things like that. Did you ask her out or did she ask you out?
I'd say that's open to interpretation, but she was doing a lot of direct eye contact, so I took that as an opportunity to, say we should catch up sometime.
Okay.
Because whenever a woman looks at you, it's basically like her asking you out.
So she made direct eye contact, and because you're a dude, you were like, I need to ask her out, and then you asked her out?
Well, I set you up for hanging out sometime, so yeah, I guess so.
That is asking her out. That's exactly what you did.
You are a man of romantic words.
What did you guys do when you actually went out?
Well, she invited me over after the charity event.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Wow, she must have really wanted to thank you for your work.
What if she just wanted to make some lunch and talk to him? Like, that is a possibility here.
I don't know. She also made eye contact.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, by that time it was pretty late. So she said, you just come over and chill out and, take a load off. I've been on my feet all day. So I said, all right, maybe watch a movie or something.
Cool.
Did you feel like that was an invite to come back to do more than watch a movie? Because I would have.
Of course you would have.
I think almost any dude would have.
I know. I will say movie is usually code for other things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it crossed my mind, but I just try and put one foot in front of the other. I don't want to get too far ahead. So I just said, okay. I was just interested really kind of hanging out and talking and getting to know her a bit better.
And that's your date, right? Your date was just when you guys went back to her house to watch the movie.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And did you guys kiss? Anything romantic happen?
No, the closest we got to any romance is kind of towards the end of the movie. It was getting late. I said, I got to go. And she said, well, you can sleep here if you want. And I said, okay. And then she said, no funny business. I said, none expected. and then we fell asleep on the couch. We was holding hands when we fell asleep.
All right.
That's sweet.
A little bit of hand holding. Nice. I hope you were protected. I hope you wore gloves.
Yeah, we were protected.
All right. Good. So did you sleep there all night?
I did. I woke up. The sun came up. It kind of made the room all bright. And I woke up and I said, good morning. And we were fully clothed. I think I said, let's get some coffee or something. But she just kind of like stood up and she looked at me. And then she just turned around and walked into her bedroom and closed the door.
What?
Whoa.
So she woke up and seemed angry at you.
Yeah.
Did she say anything about it at all?
I actually thought maybe it was a game or something.
Did you talk to her at all in this time? It sounds strange that she would wake up and seem angry at you for no reason.
I mean, she was in her bedroom. I didn't know what to do, so I went into the kitchen and I waited for her. And I just stood around. I mean, I stood around for 20 minutes. I waited for her, and then she came out, and I said, hey, what's up? I said, coffee? And she just said, you need to leave right now.
Whoa. Oh, she was still mad. She was like still angry.
Yeah, she looked like she had seen a ghost or something. She was angry.
So you know for a fact that she's not happy with you about something.
She essentially kicked me out, but I have no idea why. I mean, I didn't do anything inappropriate. I was a gentleman. I always am. I never was forward or aggressive or anything. So I think there's just some confusion here or something.
Okay, you're not leaving anything out of your story. You guys got to her place, fell asleep watching a movie, holding hands, and that's it.
I mean, nothing else happened. I am telling you everything.
Okay.
I really had no idea what was wrong.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on, man.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, if you're just tuning in for the second part of today's second date update, Tim is on the phone with us. He met a girl named Allison at a little charity function. They ended up actually going back to her house that night because I guess it was late, and she was like, don't worry about driving. We can totally hang out. Come over and watch a movie. And according to him, that's all that happened is they watched a movie, they fell asleep holding hands, woke up the next morning, and she was like angry at him for some reason. She wouldn't talk to him. She finally talked to him about 20 minutes later after she had gone to her room, and she told him to leave. And that's the last that he's heard from her. All right, Tim, we're about to call her. If I get her on the phone and I ask her if something strange happened, because you swore to me that nothing else happened other than you guys fell asleep holding hands and that was it. If she tells me she woke up and you guys were still holding hands, but somehow you were in her clothes and she was in your clothes, I'm going to hang up on you right there because that is weird. Okay?
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
And I never asked you, what did you like so much about Allison before she became angry?
She's just really nice. I mean, she's chill and she's cool.
All right. And you'd like to see her again?
Yeah, I want to see her again as long as she doesn't hate me, or at least she can explain to me why she hates me.
Yeah. It's always at least nice to know why somebody hates you. All right. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Allison, please?
This is she.
Hey, Allison, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Like the radio show?
Yeah, exactly like the radio show.
Hey.
How are you?
What's up?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Thank you for asking. We're just calling listeners in the local area to see
Just a liar.
what their favorite part of the show is this morning. Can you tell me what you like about the show the most?
I mean, you, of course.
Oh,
Good
thank
answer.
you. Very good
Allison.
answer.
That is a
Very
bunch of
good
crap.
answer. Actually, Allison, any idea why I might be calling you?
I have no idea.
Well, have you heard the second date updates before?
I think so. I normally listen to the phone taps.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, you are about to be the star of a second date update because you recently went out on a date with somebody and you're not calling them back and they want us to get a hold of you.
Oh.
His name is Tim. You met him at a charity function and ended up actually sleeping with him first night that you met him, which I think is...
What? No.
Don't worry.
I know. No, don't
Calm
worry,
down,
Allison.
Allison.
Tim told us that you guys didn't sleep together. He said that he did fall asleep next to you, like on the couch, holding hands while watching a movie, though.
I'm sorry, this is just really weird that you guys, like, know all of this. I mean, it wasn't even a date. It was like I met him, and then, like, we hung out.
Right. Well, we talked to Tim because he emailed us and asked if we could get you on the phone and find out why you...
Why?
Well, he said you seemed really upset at him the next morning, and he also wanted to see why you're not responding to any of his phone calls or text messages or anything.
Did you not, like, think it was a date when he was coming over, like you just wanted to be his friend or something?
No, I mean, like, it wasn't like an official date, but it was just like, let's get to know each other. But I just realized that I don't think he's the one for me, and I would just rather not keep going there.
According to him, and you tell me if he's lying, he said that he woke up next to you, you seemed mad, you went in your room, stayed there for like 20 minutes, and then when you finally came out, you told him to leave.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
So that sounds like you're legitimately angry with the guy. Right now, it doesn't sound like you hate him or anything, but what could have happened to make you so mad in the morning?
I'm not angry at him. It's complicated. I knew he wouldn't understand, and so it was just easier to not even go there.
Can you tell us so that you can give us a little bit of an understanding?
And to be honest, I got a sign. It was just one of those things I knew.
A sign?
What sort of sign?
I don't expect you to understand, and I didn't expect him to understand, which is why I didn't even want to go into this. But I had a vision.
What do you mean? Like a dream?
What?
Yeah, I guess you could call it a dream. And Tim was in it, and he was he was after me. He had like this huge samurai sword, and he was running after me, and he was like chasing me. So I was like running away.
What?
And are you seriously laughing at this?
I'm sorry. It's a little weird.
You know what?
You said, listen, we're not making fun of you for it. You even said we probably won't understand it, and I don't really understand why it would scare you enough to have a dream like that to not talk to somebody. So can you explain to me why a dream would make you feel that way in the morning?
I mean, it felt like it was one of those things. It was like a sign, like that God was warning me that like this wasn't a good relationship. Like if you just meet somebody and you don't really know anything about them, and then they're in your dream and they're chasing you with a samurai sword, and at the end, like I woke up when he stabbed me.
Yeah, but dreams mean all sorts of weird things. Like
you sometimes just get a gut feeling with things, and I have learned to trust my gut feeling. And I woke up from that. Like, I mean, I haven't had a nightmare like that in a really long time.
So were you mad at him in the morning, or were you scared of him? Is that why you went to your room?
It was a really scary dream. I haven't had a dream like that in a while. And it's not like, oh, I had a nightmare. Comfort me. Like, he was the one who was the nightmare. And I needed some space.
But did he do anything at all in the awake world that was an indication of him being mean?
No. But, I mean, you hear those stories of people who seem to be really nice and then end up crazy, and I feel like that
Allison,
was...
I talked to him a little bit. He sounds like a weirdo to me. So
he does not.
I think maybe your gut was. I think your gut was right on that one. I'm going to tell you, I support you. Okay.
I don't feel like you're taking this very seriously.
No, I'm taking. Hey, listen, this is the way that you feel. I might not understand it because a dream has never scared me so much to not talk to somebody. But if that's the way you feel, that's important. Okay, and it scared you enough to not talk to him again. I'm just trying to get some clarification.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't call him. So you can tell him and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk to him about it?
No. I mean, that's why I haven't called him back or responded to his text. I think it's better if we just don't talk.
Okay, well, he is on the other line and would like to talk to you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Tim is actually listening on the other line right now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, this is so awkward.
Yeah, it is awkward. I mean, I'm paying for a crime that I didn't commit. I mean, come on. What if I was trying to protect you in the dream? Do you think of it that way?
You stabbed me.
That is, yeah, that's...
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Maybe... I don't know how that's protecting her, Tim, stabbing her with a... Was it a samurai sword, you said?
It was a samurai sword.
I mean, this is ridiculous. This is so unfair. I mean,
you know, I'm sure you're a great
wait,
guy.
wait.
I'm sure you probably wouldn't actually stab anybody, but there's a reason I didn't call you back.
Okay, Allison, hold on. We spent about 10, 11 hours together in real life, in real time, and we had a great time. Then you have like probably, I don't know, a 20 to 25 minute dream about me running around with some sword. And you're going to take 25 minutes of dream world versus 11 hours of real time? I mean, you got to give me a chance.
It's true.
It wasn't just a dream, Tim. I think that there was something prophetic to it. There was something, I feel like it was a sign. It's not just a scary dream. I feel like it means that we're not supposed to be together.
He just seems so nice. I mean, like, how many guys will just hold your hand while you fall asleep and not try anything?
And that's exactly what people say about guys who will stab you with a samurai sword.
Come on.
It's better to listen to your gut, Allison. Trust me, okay? You don't want to be another statistic.
Allison, how about this? Is there someone else in your life trying to hurt you? Because I can help you with that.
There is nobody. I'm not some, like, traumatized little girl, okay? I had a dream. It freaked me out. I don't want to date you. It's that simple.
Now, that brings me to my question, Allison. Would you like to go on a second date?
No.
Okay. You didn't even let me finish. I was going to offer to pay for it. What if it's a nice Asian restaurant?
No!
Chinese or Japanese, something like that.
You know what? You guys have already made fun of me enough of this. I got to go.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, no.
Hey, Tim, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, man.
Tim, stop stabbing girls with samurai swords in their sleep, man.
H.com. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
There are lots of different ways that people deal with being nervous before a date. Sometimes maybe they'll just take a few deep breaths and try to calm themselves. Sometimes they'll take a big drink of urine.
What?
Sometimes they'll take a big drink of somebody else's urine.
Ew, no.
It's really all about drinking urine if you want to calm your nerves before a big date.
Are you
But
being...
apparently Craig, who's on the phone right now for a second date update, didn't drink any urine
Oh,
before his
thank
date.
Oh, thank God.
But he does think that his nerves got the best of him, and that's why he's not getting a call back. What's up, Craig?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, you sound like a real nervous guy, Craig.
Yeah, you sound like a pee drinker to me.
I'm being
Yeah.
sarcastic.
We're kidding.
Yeah.
No, I didn't drink any pee this time, I promise.
Yeah. Maybe that's the issue. And
you
you
think
just
she
learned
wanted
something. You got to drink some pee before you go on a date,
Noted.
and it'll help you out. Before we get into why you think your date went wrong, tell us about who you want to call today. What's her name?
Her name is Maya,
Maya. All right. And where did you meet Maya?
on a dating site.
Okay.
Why were you so nervous to meet her in person?
I was really nervous because she was really hot.
Okay, well, that's simple.
I mean, you meet somebody online, that's pretty much all you have to go on, is like what they say their interests are, and then are they hot or not. So,
Yeah, I just want to add that I really think she was out of my league, too.
okay.
Oh, that hot.
I kind of guessed that when you said you were super nervous. Usually, if you're also on the same level, you're not going to be that scared.
Right. So, obviously being surprised she actually went on the date with me, we ended up going to a restaurant, and, well, I actually ended up going half an hour early.
Why so early?
Nerves.
I can hear your nerves while you're speaking right now.
Oh.
You went there early because you didn't want to be late?
Yeah, I just wanted to set up, kind of shop, and kind of make the nerves go away, but that didn't really happen. I ended up ordering a bottle of champagne,
Oh, gosh.
thinking it would be, like, cute that I'm celebrating our date.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Did you drink it all to yourself in that half an hour that you had?
My plan was to split the bottle with her, but while I was waiting, I kind of had one glass, and then I had another one, and then by the time she came, I had half the bottle.
Oh, okay. So that's what you meant by your nerves. You were trying to calm them with alcohol.
Yeah, and it did calm them because I was feeling kind of good.
Yeah, I bet. I bet you were nice and calm after a half bottle of champagne.
Yeah, so I obviously asked her if she wanted any champagne, and then she said she doesn't drink champagne.
Oh, so then you had to finish the whole bottle because you don't want to waste any money.
Yeah.
I did that, and she ordered her wine, and I did drink the rest of it.
So wait, did she have one glass and you had one bottle?
I think she might have had maybe a second cup, but I don't think she ever finished it.
Yeah. And it's good when you don't know for sure, when you were sober enough where you can't remember details. Did she know that you were drunk?
I don't know. I think because I was laughing a lot, I do remember that. But
Okay.
I do remember one weird thing, which was asking her to go grocery shopping with me.
What?
Like, like after your date?
Like for you or with you?
Not for like money or anything. I just wanted her take on the food because it looked like she ate really healthy.
Okay, yeah, I'm picturing you now, drunk, just being like, wow, you look like you eat healthy.
So
you think
pretty.
we can go to the grocery store after this and maybe you can pick out stuff with me?
Make me pretty.
Make me pretty.
Yeah, it seemed like a cluster, you know. Just like kind of, the date didn't go well.
Okay, so how did it end?
It ended where she ordered an Uber, and I was out there with her trying to be the gentleman. And the thing is, after having so much alcohol and water and stuff, I ended up having to go to the bathroom. And I'm pretty sure like they were already kind of closed, and I ended up peeing on the side of the building.
Okay.
Ooh, classic.
All right. Then the Uber comes. There's my date. All right.
Yeah. No hug. She just left.
Okay.
You blew it.
Yeah, you definitely did blow it with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All been there.
I don't think any of that would have really happened if I didn't drink half the bottle, or the whole bottle by the end of the night. But I just really wanted to impress her. And I'm calling you guys because I just want like another date with her, and I just don't want to order the bottle.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have said that.
Have you heard from her at all? Have you had a chance to apologize?
I kind of sent like not a weird text where I kind of said, you know, I had fun and I'm sorry if I got a little tipsy and I just would love to see you again. And then she just never replied to that.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and explain that you were hammered and you want a second date. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do it right after this. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Craig.
Yes.
Hey, just making sure while you were waiting to do the second part of today's second date update, you didn't drink any champagne, did you?
I didn't. I thought about it.
Yeah, you might want a bottle or two before we get started. It seemed to help you last time. If you're just joining us, Craig is on the phone and he wants to call a girl named Maya. They met online and ended up going out to dinner for a date, but he got a little nervous, arrived at the restaurant early, and ended up drinking a half a bottle of champagne before she even got there. And then she showed up and he found out she doesn't drink champagne, so he drank the rest of the bottle and probably some more liquor then too. And he doesn't remember most of the night. He does remember that she left in an Uber after he peed on the wall outside, and that she's not returning any of his phone calls.
I know. I would just say when you tell her how nervous you were, just make sure you throw in a lot of compliments because this is going to be a hard one to come back from.
Okay. I'll try.
All right. And if you need a drink to help you do it, go ahead and grab one. It'll be a minute.
No, stay
All right.
sober.
I'm dialing her phone number right now. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Hello?
I got to speak to Maya, please.
This is she?
Hey, Maya, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
You said you're who again?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
We got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Oh. Okay. What did they say?
Well, they said that you're pretty cool.
Okay.
That was it.
That's it. That's all they said. And so I just want to tell you you're cool, Maya, and then we'll talk to you later. Have a good day, okay?
Oh, that's weird.
Maya, we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what went wrong. And recently we got an email about you from a dude named Craig.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you remember Craig.
Yeah, and so Craig told us about your date.
Did he?
Yeah, he said that you left and didn't seem like you wanted to see him again. And he also tried to reach out to you, and you haven't gotten back to him. So he's pretty sure he screwed it up
Yeah.
and would like a second chance.
Well, definitely right about screwing it up. I mean,
Oh.
that date was a freaking show.
Yeah, he told us how he got drunk. Like he said he was nervous and drank pretty much a whole bottle of champagne before you even showed up, and then just got drunker and drunker as the night went on.
Yeah. Have you ever hung out with somebody who had a bottle of champagne in like an hour?
I have.
Ooh.
They're usually not very fun unless you're on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty horrifying, I have to say.
Honestly, I'm impressed that you even stuck around. Like at that point, I would have felt like you're wasting my time. I'm leaving.
Well, the thing was, like, he was so nice and cute, and we even talked on the phone before we met. He just sounded like a sweet, down-to-earth guy, and so I was pretty shocked, actually, when I showed up, and he was, like, lit already. I'm like, what? Did you, like, go out with somebody before I got here? But then I realized he had a bottle of champagne at the table, and half of it was gone already.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, he admits that he screwed up. He knows that he got a little too drunk, and that's why he wanted us to call you to see if that's the reason you're not getting back to him.
I mean, that's, like, a big part of it, but he is a total mess. I'm just, like, not interested in getting involved in all that drama he's got going on right now.
What kind of drama?
Oh, so I guess he didn't tell you the whole story.
I don't think he knows the whole story. I think that's the problem.
He
got too drunk.
Sure,
He pretty much just told us that he could remember bits and pieces, and then he remembers you getting in an Uber after he peed on a wall and leaving.
Oh, yeah, that part was great. So I would say 15 or 20 minutes into the date, I'm even embarrassed that I stayed a whole hour, but very shortly after I got there, someone called him, and he took the call while I'm sitting there at the table. He didn't even leave and go outside. He just stayed at the table and talked to the person. And I was like, okay, well, I guess he's just trying to, like, not be sketchy. Like, it's not some girl calling him. Except it was.
What?
He started arguing with somebody on the phone. He was yelling at them to, like, calm down. And then he hung up and slammed down the phone. And I was, like, already shocked. I thought it was so rude.
What could you tell what they were arguing about?
I couldn't get the whole story, so I was just like, is everything okay? And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's just really stressful right now. I'm getting married in 3 weeks.
What?
Oh, my God.
Wait, hold up. Getting married?
Yeah.
That will throw a wrench into things if you're on a date and you're getting married in 3 weeks.
That can't be right.
Did he explain himself?
He's like, oh, no, it's not what you think. He's all drunk and slurring, and he's like, it's not a real fiancé. And I'm like, is it like a blow-up doll? Like, what?
Yeah. Did you just get in an argument with a blow-up doll? That's a good question.
And he was like, no, it's this, my friend is trying to live in the U.S. and trying to get her a visa.
Oh,
okay.
So he's marrying to try to get someone to be able to stay here.
But still, that's a little baggage.
That's a lot to deal with if you're going out on a date with someone and they're getting married for any reason. It's kind of weird.
Did you believe him?
Yeah, I think he was too drunk to lie at that point.
Okay. It is weird that they're, like, fighting with each other. Even if that was the case, there's some emotions involved if you're yelling at the person and slamming the phone down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, like, all the details, and it was kind of hard to understand what he was saying. So it was just, like, a lot of emotions. And then he's like, yeah, you know, we live together, but, like, don't worry, it's just for financial reasons. And I was like, okay, that's not convenient for dating.
Yeah. Not at all, yeah.
And I don't know if I even still believe him. You don't think that he's in a romantic relationship with this person at all?
Well, apparently she paid him like $10,000, so it does sound financial.
You got all the details on it.
Wow.
Not a bad way to make 10 grand.
He has no filter, apparently, when he's drunk.
Give him a couple
drinks. I wonder if he remembers even telling you, because like he didn't bring it up to us. He said the only awkward thing he could remember was asking you to go grocery shopping with him.
Oh my God, yeah. I said that I love grocery stores. I could spend hours in them, and he was like, will you come with me to the store?
My wife never shops with me. Maybe you will.
My wife.
I'm interested to know if he remembers, and I want to ask him about it, because Craig's on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
Hey, Maya.
What?
You weren't replying to me, so I just kind of thought...
Yeah, she knows all that, Craig. I think the biggest issue is, are you married?
I'm not. I mean, I just want to say, first of all, that the only reason all of that happened was because I was nervous, and I thought you were really pretty, and that's why we're having this conversation. I promise you that if I never drank, we would be having a completely different conversation right now probably about how exclusive we're about to be.
Oh,
Craig, I don't care about the drinking. Let's remember you are getting married in 3 weeks. That's the ultimate deal breaker. End of story.
The wife thing that I'm telling you, it's just a good financial move on my part. I don't even remember that I had that call. I don't even understand how long that call. How did you even know all of this?
I know it because you drunkenly admitted everything while we were sitting there at the dinner table.
Well, I'd say don't worry about it. It's not as big a deal as you think it is.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
you're
And things
getting married. That means that you and I, if this went somewhere, would not be able to get married.
No, but you see, Gabriella doesn't really care about that. She doesn't care who I see.
Okay, Craig, well, guess what? Maya cares.
Craig, I mean, how could you not have known that this was the reason you weren't getting a call back?
But it's not a real marriage. It doesn't really count. You should just pretend like it's not happening.
Yeah, just pretend like he doesn't have a wife who paid him to marry her.
Craig, you know what else is not happening? Me and you.
Come on, Maya, are you sure about that? Because Craig would love to go on a second date with you.
Never been sure about anything in my life.
What about...
I won't drink anything, I promise. It will be totally different, like I said.
I don't think the drinking is the issue,
No,
though,
it's
Craig. I don't think you're getting it.
I don't understand. What, it's still about the marriage thing?
Yes! I don't want to date a married man.
Maya, I think you're focusing on the wrong things. Like, look at the lengths I'm going to make another woman happy. Doesn't that show you that I'm just like the perfect man?
She's paying you.
I mean, what do I have to do to show you that I'm a good guy? Do you want to call Gabrielle? Do you want to meet her? Maybe we go out together and we meet.
Oh, there you go. Go out on a date with all of them, Maya. That way you can see that it's an arranged marriage and they don't actually love each other, and then you and Craig can live happily ever after, yeah? No?
Yeah, this is getting better and better.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, that guy's probably going to go to jail, so... It's good that she didn't get a second date because he's probably not going to be able to date while in prison. Talking about today's second date update, if you missed it, this dude Craig wanted to call a girl named Maya. He actually drank half a bottle of champagne before his date even started and doesn't remember most of the night. When we called her, she said yes, he was very, very drunk. And he even took out his phone in the middle of dinner and argued with somebody on the other line. Finally, he admitted that he was stressed right now because he's getting married in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Which is a big thing to drop while you're on a date.
Weird, yeah.
He tried to explain. He said he's doing it to help a girl get her visa, and they're paying him $10,000 to do it. So It's not a real marriage. She should go out with him again. Shockingly, she decided that she didn't want to date a married guy and turned him down. No second date there.
I love the text that says, so what I got was that peeing on the side of the building, okay, as long as you're not engaged. Right? Is that the
Pretty much,
lesson?
I think so.
Yeah.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We can all learn a lot from the guy who was on the phone today and wants to do a second date update. I think one of the lessons that we'll learn from him is there's a function on your phone when you're looking at pictures. And that function is the delete button.
Oh.
Sometimes it's good to delete a few pics from your phone before you show them to somebody else. Am I right, Eddie?
You are right.
Oh, man.
I'll let Eddie tell us what happened in just a second. But first of all, tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today.
Her name is Lynn.
Lynn, all right. And how did you meet Lynn?
I met her on an online site on JDate.
Oh, you met her on JDate. All right, cool.
I mean, her profile drew me in. She was amazing. Super beautiful.
Tell us about what you guys did for your date.
We went out to a bar and just had drinks just to get to know each other.
Pretty casual.
Very casual, yeah.
All right, and we'll forget about all that. Tell us why I started this off by saying there's a delete button on your phone for pictures.
Yes, please.
I think that's probably the most important part of your date.
Okay. Because it's so embarrassing. Okay, we were talking. We were talking, telling stories, just having a good time getting to know each other. And I was telling her the story about a fishing trip that I went on. It was the first time I'd ever gone fishing, and I caught a fish, which I thought was kind of amazing because I didn't expect to. And so I had a picture, and so I'm literally telling a fish story, right?
Right.
And so I was like, I have to show her the picture. So I get out my phone, and I start scrolling through the pictures.
Oh, no, Eddie.
Oh, no.
And a photo comes up of a self-portrait.
So you had a junk pic right there on your phone, and you accidentally swiped onto it. Now, how did you act?
No.
How did you act when you first? Did you try to make an excuse for it?
I didn't even acknowledge it. I just kept going and smiling like nothing had happened.
And and this picture is of you. I'm assuming.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a whole other story.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's somebody else. Don't worry about
don't
it.
worry.
Not that she would know. My face wasn't in it, but yeah.
Did she say anything?
Yeah, did she react to that?
I mean, I was holding it like a foot from our faces, right? So
Yeah.
she saw it. I mean, there's no question, but she just was like,
Was it just that weird, like hot kind of feeling that you get where it's just like, oh my God, she saw that?
It felt terrible because I was like, I didn't want her to think that I had like done that on purpose, like that I was trying to be a total creep.
Yeah.
If she had laughed, we could have joked about it, but since she was quiet and I was quiet, and we
Yeah.
just both pretended, it made it worse.
So it was like on an elevator when somebody passes gas and you both know that it's happened,
Oh, yeah.
but neither one of you wants to say anything about it happening. Both of you guys know that this picture was seen. It's just neither one of you addressed it.
But passing gas doesn't make you a perv, you know? I mean,
Can I ask, why do you have it on your phone?
I mean, everybody takes one and just to look at, but you just delete it, right?
I know why you have it on your phone. It's because it's flattering, isn't it?
I'm not ashamed of myself.
There you go. You worked really hard to get the right lighting and the right angle.
Yes, the
All right.
complimentary, yeah.
So back to the reactions though. You guys didn't
So then
mention
we
it.
just keep going, and it's like nothing happened. I'm just okay, and I'm like swallowing hard. I could see that she was kind of embarrassed, you know? I mean, obviously. It was but then I was like, to bring it up later. It just felt so creepy and horrible.
So
and I was just
did you
so
ever
bummed.
bring it up at all?
No.
Okay. And did the rest of the date seem to go okay after that?
Yeah, the rest of the date seemed to go okay. I mean, we just kept talking and joking. We talked about the story, and I showed her, got to the fish photo, and
Was she impressed by that?
she thought it was a big fish.
Okay.
Did she have a hard time the rest of the date making eye contact with you?
Yeah, she was a sport. I mean, she was good about it, but like I knew that it had changed when at the end of the date, I took her to her place and I dropped her off and I walked her to her door and we kissed.
That's
And the kiss was totally cold. It was not totally cold, but it was like a peck, you know.
It wasn't what you were expecting.
No, it was like, see ya, you know.
And that's the last thing that you heard from her?
She did respond to my text, but even the texts were short and it wasn't like flirty at all. And it just seems like she's gone, okay, this guy's a creep.
You should just send her that picture and go, hey, did you see this on my phone? Is that why you're being cold to me? Is that why you're not responding?
Just completely double down on it.
Yeah, why not? All right, so you haven't heard anything from her. You obviously haven't made plans to go out on a second date. And
No. I would just love to be able to just laugh about it and maybe start over. You know?
So you do want to address it then when we talk to her?
Well, yeah, we have to. I mean, because I want to see her again, and so we have to address it.
Okay.
So put it out there, see if that is, in fact, the reason that she's not calling you back. And if it
just
is...
to know that I didn't, do it on purpose. That's the real thing that I was worried about. Because, I mean, everybody can relate to, that people do that. It's just part of the world we live in. But, I just didn't want to be I'm a creep who wants you to look at my stuff, you know?
Oopsies. Sorry about that. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, the more that I think about it, the more that I think the guy on the phone for a second date update today, Eddie, is a liar. I think Eddie, I think you lied to us.
What?
You think I lied?
Yes, I think you're lying to me.
About what?
Well, you said that you went out on your date with the girl you want us to call today, and during the date there was an awkward moment when you were scrolling through pictures on your phone trying to find a fishing pic and accidentally scrolled by a junk pic of yourself.
Yeah, that's all true.
Now, you say that you didn't do that on purpose, but I have a feeling that you did do that on purpose.
It was strategically placed in his gallery.
No, I told you that I did not. I felt terrible.
Yeah, right, Eddie. See, I think if you're going to do that next time, don't use your phone. Show her in person. Just be like, oh, hey, look at the salt shaker on the table. Oh, what's that right next to it? How'd that get there?
Whoopsies.
Sorry about that.
You're a pervert.
That's true.
Yeah, I know.
Very true.
I'm not arguing with you on that one, Eddie. So Eddie wants us to call this girl named Lynn today. That's what happened on their date. He thinks that's the reason she's not calling him back, because there was an awkward moment when he was scrolling through the pics, went over a junk pic, and they didn't really make any reference to it, but she got kind of awkward after that. So we're going to get her on the phone and find out if that is, in fact, the reason. And if that is the reason, hopefully we can patch things up with you two and get you guys to go out again. Are you ready to call her?
Yep.
All right, man. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Lynn, please?
This is she.
Hey, Lynn, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm good. How can I help you?
I'm calling you today because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and he hasn't really heard back from you and wants to know why, so he emailed us and asked us to give you a call.
Okay.
His name is Eddie.
Oh, God.
You obviously remember going out with Eddie then.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
We talked to Eddie about your date. He did tell us that there was an awkward moment where you might have saw something on his phone, and he thinks that's why you're not calling him back. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Was that a little weird for you, and is that the reason that you don't want to go out with him again?
It was weird. Like, I definitely ordered another drink. I think it probably would have been better if he had said something.
Right. It's weird to not address it.
And made reference to it, at least?
Yeah. But, I mean, everybody has some pictures, right? It's not a deal breaker.
Okay, then so do you want to see him again?
You know, he seemed like a nice guy, but it just got a little weird.
What got weird about it? I mean, okay, so for me, I would think seeing a picture of his manhood on his phone would be the weird part.
I mean, it seems like he has kind of a weird relationship with his father.
With his father?
Are you like Lynn, are you like a psychologist or something? I mean, how do you draw this?
No, and I don't mean to judge, and, you know, I'm all about, like, having a good, you know, relationship with family's important and everything, but, like, every story he told, he managed to say something about his dad in it.
Like how he looks up to his dad, or how his dad happened to be there when he was fishing and when he
Yeah,
went...
like the fishing trip was with his dad. They live on the same block. Like, just everything he was talking about, he managed to say something about his dad.
So he's too close with his father, you think?
I mean, he said that his dad is single and that they go try to pick up girls together.
He said that he's on a date with you and he's talking about going to pick up girls with his dad?
Yeah. It was just weird. It just struck me the wrong way. And then when he's, like, looking through the pictures on his phone, there was this one picture of his dad shirtless, like, flexing to the camera, and he's talking about how his dad has, like, an amazing body and he's so fit for his age.
He's got a picture of his dad shirtless flexing on his phone.
I mean, he talked about his dad the whole night. He kept talking about how his dad was hella cool. My dad's hella cool.
How old is Eddie? Is he 14?
Yeah.
His dad's awesome.
It seemed like we were the same age, and I wasn't talking about how my parents were hella cool.
All right. My dad's hella cool. He lets me stay up till like 12:30. I can play all kinds of video games.
I mean, I'm glad that, you know, they're friends or whatever, but...
Yeah.
You just feel like he's a little too obsessed with his father.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right. Well, Lynn, thank you very much for sharing your story with us. I appreciate it. I'll let Eddie know what you said.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Why don't you tell Eddie yourself, because he's listening.
Seriously?
You guys make me sound like some total freak.
I don't. I just listened to Lynn tell us about your date.
Mm-hmm. That was so not what it was like. There was pictures of my friends on those photos.
I just heard a lot about your dad. It just struck me. What can I say?
But you make it sound like that was all I talked about.
Nobody has a shirtless photo of their dad on their phone. I'm sorry, that's weird.
It's not weird. We work out at the same gym, and you take a picture of
Of course you do.
making progress. I mean, my dad is like my friend. He's not like a normal dad, and like a lot of people's dads. Like, my dad plays Call of Duty. He goes out and gets hammered with me and my friends. Like, he's just like totally. I mean, he's got better style, like fashion style, than like most dudes.
It's not cool that your dad acts like an 18-year-old.
People think we're like brothers. I mean, if they see us out together.
I got that impression. You told me all about him already.
It's you met him, you would know,
Aw.
like, what I'm talking about. Like, if you would think he was so cool.
Okay, I'm glad that you guys are so close, but
Well, you talked about your best friend and your friends who are, like, you're super tight with.
okay,
I mean, I talked about
I was
mine.
talking about my friends, like a group of friends, but none of them, like my best friend is not my father in his 60s. Who I'm obsessed with.
Well, he's
Who I'm
barely in his
convinced is like the
60s, but-
best human ever.
Well, he is the best human ever. I mean, and the other thing is, like, he's single and I'm single. We have a lot in common, like, in our lifestyles, like the way what we want in a life and stuff. So
What?
it's true.
All right, hey, man, I'm not hating on you, Eddie. If that's your buddy, that's your buddy. I mean, can you see how it would be kind of weird, though, if you had a picture of, like, if Lynn pulled up her phone and it was a picture of her dad topless?
Don't most people have pictures of their parents on their phone?
Not shirtless.
Yeah, maybe not shirtless ones.
No.
It's just not as weird as you make it sound. I mean, that wasn't like I talked about him all the time, but, like, he is a special. I mean, he's as cool as a dad can be.
I think you should give Eddie a break, Lynn. He's close with his family. He seems like a normal dude. Your dad's not going to have to go out on dates with you guys, right?
But if you want, I mean, I don't know. Is your mom single?
Trying to hook his dad up now.
Okay, Eddie,
Double
I'm trying
date.
to help
Hey.
you.
This is not normal.
Lynn, would you be interested in going out on a second date with Eddie? I will pay for a second date for you guys.
You know, I just don't think it's a good
Come
match.
on. You gotta be
Like, he doesn't
kidding me.
Like, it's one thing to, like, be weirdly close, but then to not even realize that you're weirdly close, it's like a whole nother level.
It's not weirdly close. It's just
Yeah, it
unlucky
really
to have
is.
such a
It
cool
really
dad.
is.
All right. Well, Lynn, thank you for your time, Eddie. I'm sorry that you did not get your second date.
My dad is going to think this is so awesome when he hears about this.
Yeah, your dad got some radio airtime today. Tell him that, Eddie. He'll be happy to know. I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
Because earlier in this whole thing, we thought the problem was that there was a junk pic on your phone that you showed her on accident.
Right.
Is that yours or is that your dad's? I just need to know that.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.